winning 24 games in a row is very impressive because it's just winning 24 games in a row. It's been it's almost been 2 months since they've actually lost a basketball game. I think it's 24 games, 48 days, something like that. To come out every night and be that competitive and that it's, really take every game seriously, I give them credit for that. But what I don't give them credit with, and I'll agree with Tracy McGrady completely, is that their win streak is not coming against this amazing competition. They beat Boston. Yes, I know they were down 17, but you also know what? Boston didn't have Rondo or Kevin Garnett. Last night you're down 27 to a Cleveland Cavaliers team that does not have Kyrie Irving, Anderson Varejao, or Dion Waiters. Do you see what I'm trying to get at here? Mm-hmm. It's almost like they want to let these teams get ahead so they could be doubted and then just be like, you know what? We are better than you, so now we're going to show it to you. So, Mike, we never really got your opinion on this. Are you impressed by the Heat? You can talk last night. You can talk the streak. You can talk both. I don't care. But are you impressed by the Miami Heat?
Well, no. I'm going to be honest. I think this is what the Heat, the three of them, are capable of when they're all firing on all cylinders. So I don't know if I'm impressed so much as I feel like we're finally seeing what these guys are capable of when they're all playing on all cylinders. When they want to, you have three of arguably the top 15 players in the game. And with Wade and James, you have probably two of the top 5 in the game. So if they're showing what they could do if they wanted to. They could literally control the whole league. But, what you said about the competition not being elite throughout the streak, they have beaten good teams in the past. You guys can confirm or deny, but I think they beat the Knicks once in the streak. And I'm sure if you look through it, there are probably a bunch of playoff teams in the streak. But, over the last few days, I'll give you that fact that maybe the level of competition isn't up to them. Looking at Denver's 13-game winning streak, they've beaten Chicago and OKC their last 2 games, back-to-back nights.
That's more impressive, even though they robbed the win from Chicago. That was bold.
Sorry to bring that up. But,
that's bold.
But listen, I still say I don't know if I'm impressed so much as I just feel that this is what they're capable of doing. And if they want to take this streak to the end of the season, we said it last week. They had to beat Boston. They got through them. The only other game for the rest of the season that is going to be a legitimate challenge to the streak is going to be the Spurs in San Antonio at the end of the month. So
that's the game they're losing.
We'll see. You said that about the Boston one, too.
No, I didn't.
Oh, was that
one
was
of
you
Dave.
guys?
I thought Boston was the team that
was Dave.
Okay.
I think that San Antonio, because you're not going to have a meltdown like you had last night. If they're up 27, there's no chance the Heat's come back from 27 on the Spurs.
Popovich
Wait. Yeah, first of all, and the Heat aren't letting themselves fall down 27 to the Spurs. It's going to be a tight game, but they ain't going to fall asleep for the first two.
Listen, they fell 18 behind Boston. They're getting in a rhythm now that the Knicks got into.
Did you see the way Jeff Green was playing in that
first
half? To be fair, did you see the way Jeff Green was playing in that first half?
I don't.
Came from out of nowhere on that one.
They are not going to be. Got talent, and they need somebody to step up.
Over that game.
40-plus points from Jeff Green. If you told me that was going to happen, I'd call you a blatant liar.
Give me a break. That's career high. That's a once-in-a-lifetime night for Jeff Green.
Don't say listen like you predicted it happening.
The Heat are a team that right now they're getting too comfortable with themselves. They're thinking that they're starting to think they're invincible, and that's what's going to bring them down because they're going to hit a team like the Spurs. You could beat up on a Cleveland without Kyrie Irving, with a bunch of other hurt guys who have nobody. Cleveland's crap. Let's just call it like it is. Without Kyrie Irving, Cleveland is a 15-win team.
But
they're not a very good team.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying I feel like Miami's going to play up to the level of their competition. You give them a crap team, they'll take 2 quarters off and turn it on at the end when it counts. With a team like Spurs, I still feel I get the point you're saying that they may wind up getting a little complacent, but I feel like all 3 of these guys know better. And you have a guy like Ray Allen who sure as hell knows better. So I just feel you put him against the Spurs, Yeah, listen, anything can happen. It's in San Antonio. San Antonio can win that one. I'm not saying they
San
can't.
Antonio's going to win that one. I'm just telling you, that's where it's ending.
Well,
they're not going to win. They're
well,
going to hit,
seeing
what
as
is
how
that? I think that's
you're not
about
a
the
grand
30-game mark.
predictator, I'm going to go with the presence that no one's going to win that until it actually happens. So I still think Miami's going to win that.
Like I see it, and I see that game as a loss. I see every game leading up to it as a win. I think that game's a loss, and I think they're getting used to just saying, oh, well, doesn't matter if we fall behind. We'll just turn it on when we need to. That happened to the Knicks, and then eventually that started beating.
Now
the
you're
Knicks.
comparing the Miami Heat to the New York Knicks. Give me a freaking break. No, that's where you lose me. Miami's nothing like the Knicks. Okay, wish they were. They're not. Okay, so I'm sorry.
I'm just calling it like I see it, and they're getting complacent.
Yes,
they're
you
sitting
said
there,
that. I get
they're
it.
Losing.
But the fact
Was that the comparison you're making with the Knicks, that they're getting complacent?
Yeah,
Like,
they're just
because that's what the Knicks did. They
used
jumped
to-
out to 18-5 and then 21-8, and they were
Exactly.
looking good, and they were on top of the mountain.
And then they started falling behind, and they had a couple comebacks, and every game it seemed like they were down 10, 12 points early. They would fight their way back and
the
win.
Knicks
and drill
got
a
off
bunch
to
of
a hot
threes at the
streak
end of
that
the
they
year.
couldn't hold on to for the remainder of the season. The Heat are one of the elite teams in the league, and that comparison is completely off base as far as I'm concerned. So
I don't think he's getting what you're trying to compare right now.
I don't think so. either.
listen, the complacency.
I think he's
thing-
trying to say that I'm calling the Knicks the Heat, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, you trying to compare guys who I just don't feel are as elite. They're guys who have shown throughout their career that when they get a winning streak, they get complacent. Guys like Melo have done it before. Guys like J.R. Smith have done it before. I hate LeBron James as much as anyone, but you ain't going to tell me that he's going to come into a place like San Antonio and just think they're going to hand them a win. The Knicks tend to do that. And that's where I think the comparison doesn't really work.